Hey, what is up, everybody? Welcome to the Creative Crypto Show. I think we are live in the group. Let me actually go into the group to make sure that we're live before I just start talking, because I think we're live. Make sure the audio is coming through. We're live. Wait a minute. That's from yesterday. Hang on, let me refresh, because I'm not finding it. Am I live? Am I here in the group? Am I live? It says I was live. Let's go to videos, see if I'm in there. I see something, so I think I'm live. It's just, there it is. Now it's showing up. Bit of a delay. So, all right, I am live in the group. So, what is up, everybody? Welcome to today's show. Today, we're going to take a look at the markets, the bond market, the metals market, the crypto market, just like we always do. We're going to look at a ridiculously funny statement from Vanguard about how how Bitcoin is likely going to zero. We're going to talk about what's going to happen to the prices and values of real estate through this transition over the next couple of years. That's something that I'm very interested in, and it's a big part of my plan and strategy. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that today. And then I'm giving away some more free Litecoin. So that's the schedule for today. What I want to do first is start with some good news. We always start this show with some good news. I'm going to actually mute this phone so it doesn't continue to beep on me. And I'll just go ahead and do the quick disclaimer. This isn't advice of any kind. This is just my opinion, me sharing what I'm doing, talking about what I'm doing. So do with it what you will. Also, if you're watching this in the group and you'd like to actually join this live stream, you can do so by simply clicking the link in the description of the group where I posted it. And if you're watching this on YouTube and you would like to actually join this call or just join us in the group, you can do that. There should be a link down below in the YouTube description where you can actually come over and join us in the Creative Crypto group. So Danny, welcome. You've just joined us. So let's start with some good news. What's some good news going on in your world today?
Well, great news. I made it here. Wasn't late. I happened to be 1 hour before or after for all my meetings this week. So I'm here on time. And I'm meeting with a friend that I haven't seen in a few months. So I'm really excited for the day.
Very cool. Very cool. My good news for the day is I had an amazing conversation with my daughter this morning. She rattled off about every morning before I take her to school or while I'm taking her to school. It's kind of, we talk about what we're excited about for the day. And it was just a really fun conversation this morning. She listed off lots of things that she was excited about. And then she asked me what I was excited about for my day, which was a first. So that's pretty cool. So I just had a good morning in that regard. So let's get into the crypto market. We'll see what's going on. So I'm going to share my screen really quick. I'll share that one. Share screen. All right. So it should be good on the screen share. Let's go over here to coinmarketcap.com. Take a look at what is going on in the market. Yesterday we had a $367 billion market cap. Today that has grown to 372. 372. 24-hour volume yesterday was 19.9 billion. That's down quite a bit today. That down to 15.5 billion. So 15.5. The total number of cryptocurrencies looks like it went up. Yesterday we had 1593. Today we have 1605. And then the Bitcoin dominance. 1605. Bitcoin dominance is setting at 37.7%. There's 37.6% yesterday. So there's 37.7% the day before. So that's not changing very much. So again, not a lot going on in terms of movement one way or the other. We're seeing, little 1-2% rises and falls kind of daily. So not a lot of change in the 24-hour. If we just look down at the 24-hour, we see a lot of red at the initial scroll here. If we go to the biggest winners for the day, you see we got about a dozen of them, the highest one being Cyber Miles, which is up 633. No, that's the circulating supply. It's up 7.4%. So that's congrats if you own any Cyber Miles. You're doing well this morning. Binance Coin's still up in the green. Steam is in the green. But for the majority of the coins, they are in the red. The biggest falls are 13%. We only have 2 of them that are double digits, which is good. So it is a red day overall at this current moment, but it's not necessarily a majorly down day. So in terms of prices, Bitcoin's still sitting at 8,200, Ethereum 684, EOS 1292, Litecoin 132. I'm still buying Litecoin. I'm still buying everything that I'm accumulating right now, actually. So it's a very good time. It's a very good time to buy. So that is what I'm doing. And that's kind of what's going on in the markets. I'm going to be giving away some Litecoin a little bit later on in today's show, so just stay tuned for that. Let's look at the bond market really quick, and I want to show you something specifically when I look at it, and that'll lead into the next thing. So I'm going to go to Trading View, and we're going to go to the chart. What is this? Updated privacy policy. Since we're going to share your information now. All right, so this is the bond market. This is the bond market that we look at almost every day. It's the and if you this is funny. So let's look at, this is the actual ticker symbol, BND. And what does that represent? If you look up here, it says, what does this say? Vanguard Total Bond Market, ETF. So why do we choose this one, Vanguard Total Bond Market? Well, the reason we choose this is because it's the best representation of the US dollar. Why is it the best representation of the US dollar? Because the US dollar is essentially debt bonds. That's what it is. And Vanguard is the largest holder of bonds in the world by a long shot. And so that's why we use this particular one. So we'll start here, and I mean, we've got this. This is the little head fake. We can expect this to just continue to sell off in the next few days. So just watch for just more of the same. You know, dumps and then little mini head fakes just to make it a market, and then just continue to dump. And so that's what's going on. That's probably not going to change for the next little while. But I wanted to point out specifically that this is the Vanguard Total Bond Market. Now, why am I pointing that out specifically? Because if we look at, I posted this. Oh, did I not post this in the group? I may not have posted this in the group. So let's do this. I wonder if it's on this website. I just saw this not too long ago, but I don't remember which site. Vanguard says Bitcoin to 0. I thought I posted this in the group. Okay, right here, 7 hours ago. There's a decent probability Bitcoin goes to 0, said Vanguard economist. I'm going to post this link in the group. This is hilarious, but I don't know how to spell hilarious. There we go. Post. All right, so the link is in the group if you want that. But here's what the article says. There's a decent probability that Bitcoin goes to 0, says a Vanguard economist. So this is from a senior economist at the Vanguard Group, which is a $5 trillion investment fund. He's just the latest to poo-poo on Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. So what he said is that essentially, you can read this article for yourself. He basically said that we're interested in blockchain. Blockchain is important. It is something that is very valuable. However, Bitcoin is not. Bitcoin will likely go to zero. Now, a couple of things that he mentioned in here. He said one thing. He said Bitcoin doesn't stack up as a traditional investment. Well, they're a traditional investment company. Let's go look at who is Vanguard. Who is Vanguard? Let's just see what comes up. About Vanguard. Let's check this one. Who are the owners of Vanguard Group? So they are a traditional investment company. Let's see. They have an advantage over all of the other investment companies out there, and the structure, the way that they structure it, gives them the advantage, which is why they're they are the world's largest. They're the second largest, so they're the largest issuer of mutual funds in the world. They're the second largest issue of EFTs, and it's got the largest bond fund in the world as of 2018. All right, so of course, and that, again, that's the reason that we look at the Vanguard total bond market. This is a representation of the US dollar, which is going to zero. And so whenever he says that, I mean, that's one thing to, there's a lot of hilariousness in here. But he says Bitcoin doesn't stack up to traditional investments. Unlike stocks and bonds, currencies generate no cash flow such as interest payments or dividends that can explain their prices. Actually, there are currencies, there are several of them that do produce the equivalent of cash flow or dividends. You can buy NEO and you literally earn what's called gas, which is another cryptocurrency. You earn it just for holding it. And so it can be created, and the earnings, the percentage earnings, is a heck of a lot more than most traditional investment vehicles. And so that's just not a true statement. And then again, you got to consider where this is coming from. You know, this is coming from the largest bondholder out there. So of course they're going to poo-poo on cryptocurrencies. Of course they don't want to, you know, but then they can't say anything bad about blockchain because they're heavily involved in blockchain. So there is that. Next on the list, let's see here. Nothing really in world news worth talking about. We talked about Vanguard. So let's tell you what, let's give away some Litecoin really quick. Actually, I'm going to talk about real estate prices first, and then we'll give away some Litecoin. Real estate prices, what's going to happen with real estate prices during this transition? As you guys know, we are in a transition from an old system to a new system. So the question is, what's going to happen with real estate prices? I'm a big follower of real estate. I own some real estate. I'm wanting to buy, you know, even more, and that's a part of my strategy and overall just wealth creation strategy is owning real estate. Real estate's a great investment, in my opinion. And so real estate prices, the value of them, what are they contingent upon? 100%. What are they contingent upon? People having the money, people having the money to buy the house. And so how does, if we're going through a transitional period when the banks are wobbling and going into an unstable place and on the verge of collapse, how does that affect real estate prices? Well, if banks aren't loaning money, then nobody has money to buy houses except a select few people. Real estate prices are 100% contingent on bank lending. If banks are lending, then real estate's going to boom like it pretty much is now. But that would just get more and more the more that the banks are lending. It's you know, the banks pretty much are already at 0% interest anyway, you know, lending, and so and they're also on the brink of wobbling and collapsing. And so if the banks stop lending, then real estate prices could literally drop 90-95%. If banks stop lending money, think about it. If that, like, how do most people buy the houses? They're banks. They have mortgages, and if banks are no longer lending money, then there's nobody buying these houses. And so rental property will likely not change that much. There's always I see a market for rental throughout the whole thing, not as being a renter, but actually owning rental property as a form of, investment vehicle and income. But if the banks stop lending, then real estate prices can drop literally 95% because nobody will have cash to buy a house. Interest rates are likely not going to go up as much as some people might think, because there's only so much they can go up before they break their own system, so to speak. And so I don't see real estate or see interest rates going, really high to make up for what else is going on. So they might not go up at all. Like the interest rates might continue to stay down. So, but think about this: what happens to real estate? It completely depends on the availableness of money. Is what it boils down to. Because if nobody's got any cash to buy a house because the banks aren't lending, then prices are going to crash, period. And who's going to win in those cases? It's those with cash, those with, assuming that the dollar's not dead yet at that point, which it likely won't be quite yet. So those that have cash will win, because you'll be able to get real estate for a major discount. Those that have liquid cryptos will win, because that will essentially, you can hold, like I'm not putting money into a savings account. I can tell you that. I will have some cash on hand. I will have most of my stuff in crypto, silver, and those things. I will have cash on hand. I have some in the banks, for bill pay, and until the thing collapses, I'm going to use it. And so those are the people that are going to win. The ones that have liquid. If you got all your money in the thinly traded cryptos, the long shots, you can't go and get out. You got to have liquid markets. You got to have your money in the places. I'm not spread your money out, but have it in places that are liquid. So, because then you can liquidate some of that crypto, get cash, buy a house at a major discount. Same for those with silver. If silver prices find true price discovery by that time, then yeah, it'll all depend on timing, because silver prices, they've been held down for years. So that maybe if silver reevaluate, like if silver prices, true price discovery comes out through there, and we see the gains and where silver go to where it should be, then if that happens at the same time that banks are stopping lending, and the real estate market goes down, then people that own silver will win. However, if you own silver now and the banks stop lending, the market goes down, and you got a bunch of silver, but silver prices are still being very, very repressed, you're not going to win as big because the timing's not quite as right. So it would have to be in alignment a little bit for those before, but liquid cryptos, that people that are in liquid crypto markets are going to win, and the ones that have cash. And so I personally tend to think that I don't know about a 95% discount or sale on real estate or collapse of real estate prices. I personally think kind of middle of the road, 40-50%, which that to me is good enough to want to wait for it to buy or to build, because I'm in the process of building my kind of a dream home here locally, right? The house that I want, that I'm going to be living in locally, but I don't want to do that right at this moment, because that's an ad that just popped up. So I want to build $1 million home for $500,000, for example. And if I can do that in a year or two, then I'll wait the year or two. And in the meantime, I've got a couple of options. I can rent, which if you're anything like me, you don't want to do. Like I don't want to rent. The idea of renting, it drives me mad. And so I will likely buy something now. If you're, now might be a good time if you have a lot of equity in a home. Now would be a good time to sell and rebuy, in a year or two at a major discount. That would maybe not be a bad strategy. However, if you don't want to rent in the meantime, then you could buy. It would be something that you would buy and be able to turn around and rent out later on, and it would be a kind of a transition type of a home. So that would be the approach that I would take. That's kind of how I'm looking at at real estate. I think that if the banks stop lending money, then price of real estate is going to go on sale a lot. And if you do hate renting and you are buying that kind of intermittent house, then my heavy suggestion would be to pay that mortgage. If you have to have a mortgage, pay the mortgage on a bi-weekly note. Pay it every 2 weeks. Don't pay it every month. Don't send them one payment a month for your mortgage. Send them 2 payments or send them a payment every 2 weeks. And then what that will equate to is over the course of the years, a year, you'll pay an extra, each year basically you're paying an extra house payment. It's going directly towards principal. And long story short, if you just simply make that change, it won't be a massive difference, a noticeable difference at all on the output in which you're paying, but it will pay your mortgage off like drastically, like 7+ years sooner had you not done that. There's other strategies you can add on to that, like paying an extra $100 in addition to doing that, and you shave like 2 or 3 more years off of it. And so that's, if you are going to if you're buying right now or building right now or getting into homeownership right now, then that would be the strategy that I would do. Make sure that you set it up, and you can set that up and automate that pretty easily. You just got to tell them you do it. Now, they're not going to set you up that way because they know that they're losing a lot of money on interest payments because you're paying the house off a lot. So they're not going to volunteer it. That's not the default way that they come. Mortgages come. We pay our mortgages once a month. Unless you tell them, I don't want to pay it once a month. I want to pay it twice a month or every 2 weeks, not twice a month, every 2 weeks. So there's that. Then, so if you really focus on it, my next point would be like, if you really focus on it, and think about it, we all have the opportunity to go out and create for ourselves, a $10 or $20 or $30,000 a month income relatively easy. With the state of technology and where we're at, and the availability and the innovations that's coming in, and what's coming with cryptocurrency, it's going to be very interesting, because a lot of people are going to see, everybody's had the same opportunity for a long time, but a lot more people are going to start seeing it and seeing it as a real possibility to make some extra income. And whenever they start doing that, they're going to make more than they think. And it's going to be, it's fairly easy, honestly, to create a relatively nice little income for yourself on the side, leveraging technology, leveraging the internet, following the right steps, building out something that I call an ARMS, ARMS, automated recurring money system. And so that's essentially, what I wanted to say for today. I'm actually I'm starting a new show called the Creative Freedom Show. Over the next, it'll be live within the next 20 days, depending on when you're watching this. Yeah, I'll be doing that, and basically walking through and documenting the process of myself growing a $20,000 plus per month income from scratch, just going through the whole process to show that it is pretty easy to do it with what's available to us with technology and just kind of where we're at. And the cool thing is it's going to get even easier for people to do that. So that's kind of some stuff that I'm excited about. Now let's actually give away some Litecoin really quick, and we'll wrap this thing up. Yesterday I recorded a video. So on the Creative Crypto YouTube channel, I'll put it in the YouTube description of this video. There's a link to the video where I walk you through how to download a wallet called the Loaf wallet. I actually talked about it. I walked through the process yesterday on the video, but I recorded an extra video dedicated to that, uploaded it to the channel. So it's there. So click that link, watch that if you don't have a YouTube wallet or a Loaf wallet or a Litecoin wallet. And let me know that you would like the free $10 of Bitcoin. I'm sorry, not Bitcoin, of Litecoin. $10 for free of Litecoin. This goes to people. The only rule is you cannot have Litecoin already. If you already own Litecoin, then great. Go share this video and let somebody else win the 10 bucks of Litecoin, turn them onto it, because guess what? The more people that are paying attention to Litecoin and investing in Litecoin, and any coin for that matter, the more people that are involved, the higher the value goes. And so what happens when you give somebody $10 in Litecoin? Well, they watch the price. They're all of a sudden paying attention to it, and they see it go from $10 to $20 to $30. Then all of a sudden they're coming back and saying, man, how do I get more? I want more of this stuff. And then they're buying more. And guess what does that do to the price? Well, it's more people being involved. So your holding will benefit simply by sharing this video. So if you already hold Litecoin, share the video. Help grow the value of it. Get the word out. Get some more people turned on to it. If you don't own any Litecoin, then I'm going to give you some, simply to turn you on to it. And hopefully you'll be reaching back out to me in a few days or weeks or months or whenever and saying, look, that $10 you gave me is worth 50 bucks now. How do I get more of it? And so that's the goal here. So if you want $10 worth of free Litecoin, I will send it to you, 0 strings attached, but the offer expires in 24 hours from the time this video is uploaded to YouTube. So how do you do it? Well, click the link in the description, watch that video. It shows you exactly how to send me your Litecoin wallet ID. All you got to do is email me your wallet ID to justin@results513.com. And so I walk through how to get your Litecoin wallet ID and how to send it to me. It's all done within the Loaf Wallet app on your phone. Very easy. So I'll put a link to that video in the description. That being said, I think we're done for the day. So let's see. I think that's it. That is it. You guys have an amazing day. We'll talk to you soon. Again, if you're watching this on YouTube, you want to join us in the Facebook group, click the link in the description, come over and join the party. We'll see you all next time. Have a great day.
Make sure you read your messages.
Read my messages. What do you mean? What do you mean read my messages?
On the chat.
Read my messages on the chat. Check your mail.
Yeah.
That's the message that says check my mail?
Yes. I set up my wallet yesterday. I mean, just 3 minutes ago.
Oh, so you emailed me for free Litecoin?
Yes.
All right, I'll send you some in the next half an hour. All
Your
right.
first student.
So yeah, you got 24 hours from when this video is uploaded, and this is the May 22nd. So
cool.
Shoot me. Yeah, awesome.
I sent it for the ones for yesterday, actually. Sorry.
All right. Talk to you soon. Bye, everybody.
Bye.